Hello, I'm Jill Robinson, President and CEO at TRG Arts, a results-driven consulting firm that works with arts and cultural organizations. We're doing a series on the 6 metrics that arts leaders should be tracking and managing. I'd like to point your attention to the most important patrons in your audience today. These are not necessarily the ones who've given or attended the most over their lifetime. They're your right now patrons, the audiences that are participating and engaging with you for your most current event and could do any number of things in the future. These current patrons are the one that your mission serves today. But don't assume they'll be there tomorrow. Research indicates that first-time attendees, a large portion of many organizations' patrons, tend to come once and then never return. That's why measuring your active patrons matters so much. An active patron has a little more longevity than a right now patron. They've had some transaction in the last 2 seasons or years. When cultivating a loyal audience, recency rules. The patrons who have attended in the last 2 years are much more likely to continue attending if you cultivate them right. Active participation, this metric, can fuel your audience development efforts by reporting your opportunities for growth. You should look at your active patrons in 2 ways. First, look at the percentage of active patrons in your database, the percentage. In your ticketing CRM system, get a count of households that have had any interaction in the last 2 years. Divide that by the total number of households in your database. This number is a big picture indicator of how well you've been able to hold on to patrons over the years. It may vary depending on how you've managed your data, how ticketing transitions have happened in systems, and how many years of data you have. Secondly, look at active participation in patronage over time. In your database, again, count the number of households with any trackable transaction, a visit, ticket purchase, class, subscription, donation. Do that for your most recently completed year, and then go back 3 to 5 years and get a total summary for each of those years. If you have the ability, break out those households into their individual patron types. For example, single ticket buyers, subscribers, and donors are those buyer types in the performing arts environment, or visitors, members, donors in the museum environment. This tells you a lot about patronage at your organization. It will give you an initial idea of how many patrons today are your best and most realistic prospects for revenue tomorrow. When you compare the numbers from this year to those from the last 3 to 5 years, you can get an idea of the categories where you're losing or gaining patrons. Let's look at 2 examples. Example number 1 is what it looks like when we put those patron participation numbers on a chart, break them down by category, and see an organization's patronage that's generally in decline, although they rallied a bit in the last year. And we can see that the decline is mainly due to falling subscriber and donor numbers in blue and green. Single ticket buyers have remained steady, but now we see them slip too in recent years. Example number 2 is one where growth is happening. There's growth, in fact, in every category, but we can see that huge influx of single ticket buyers in the 12-13 season led to recovery actually in subscriber and donor numbers in subsequent seasons. And this organization has more opportunity now with another increase in single ticket buyers. So, what can we learn from looking at active patrons and patron participation? First of all, it's a snapshot of patronage and its health in your organization. Now, if patronage is not growing, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Steady, stable patronage can be healthy, and unchecked growth can be unhealthy too. But it's a problem if you don't know if you're in decline, stable, or growing. As I mentioned before, active patrons and their participation show how fertile or not the ground is for loyalty growth in your organization. Loyal, supportive patrons are not born, they're made. You need to know how many patrons at each buyer type or prospects to deepen their support. Finally, we'll talk more about patron retention and acquisition later in this series, but patron participation can illuminate where you're excelling and where you're struggling. If a category is in decline year after year, you've either got a problem keeping existing or attracting new patrons. What can you do if you see declining numbers or if you simply want to grow? Plan to upgrade your audience's loyalty. When we talk about expanding loyalty, upgrading loyalty, we're talking about finding the right next step for every patron in your audience. It allows you to stop only chasing new audiences and start to focus on loving the ones you're with, so to speak. The more patrons invest, the more likely they are to stay active. There is an upgrade for every patron at every phase of their relationship, but not every patron will move in a linear fashion, and every patron has a right next step, the thing you're most likely to get them to do with you. Let's look at some examples. If I've just bought a ticket or an admission to your exhibit, the next step is to get me back again, to buy another ticket. If I've attended multiple times through several ticket purchases or a flexible subscription or an entry-level membership, my next step in our relationship may be a full series subscription or a higher level membership package. By the time I've been a subscriber or member for a couple of seasons, I'm already ready for deeper engagement. We're going steady now. Ask me to add on a donation or a ticket to a special performance or exhibit or gala. One really good example of this is the work done at Theatre Aquarius in Hamilton, Ontario. Each year, Theatre Aquarius produces 5 regular season plays and a different holiday production each holiday season. The largest subscription offered was the 5-play package, and subscribers would be offered the holiday show as an add-on. Far less than 100% of subscribers actually added on the holiday show, and sales for these expensive shows sort of started at a disadvantage. The marketing investment to meet the revenue goal was high, and goals were not always achieved. Theatre Aquarius made a shift. They incorporated the holiday show into the full subscription option and then proactively invited subscribers to upgrade to the larger 6-play package. Package pricing was reworked so that the 6-play package became the best value at only $20 more than the 5-play package. Subscribers were automatically renewed into this best value. However, they were given the choice of renewing and staying at the 5-play level on their invoices. The result? 94% of subscribers now subscribe to this newly created full series. The right upgrade step, conveniently offered, delivering value to the patron, succeeded in expanding participation and improving demand for a key production. Just goes to show that when organizations work hard and are driven by the right goals, informed by the right data, it works. The active patron metrics we talked about today and the others in this series can help you focus on the right strategies, point out what your organization is doing right, and what you need to focus on to improve. In our next video, we'll talk about data capture rate. To see all the videos in this series, visit our YouTube channel page or the TRG website. Thank you.